I'm Molly Kimball. Welcome to Fueled, a wellness and nutrition podcast. I'm a registered dietitian and nutrition journalist with a passion to help people live their strongest, healthiest life possible. In my weekly TV segments and columns, there's a limited amount of time and space to cover everything, but there's so much more to share. This podcast is my opportunity to dive deeper into the topics you want to know about. Today, we are talking about collagen. So if you haven't seen it yet, you're probably going to see it soon. It is hot these days, showing up on store shelves and wellness blogs, smoothie shops, juice bars. And I've been writing about the health benefits of collagen for a long time now in my weekly column on NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune. And I've been supplementing with it personally for more than a decade now. So I believe in it and I've experienced firsthand the benefits of it. So I'm happy to see that there's now more and more science supporting it. And that some of the products that are out there, the collagen products, they're doing a really great job of marketing it, but also promoting the benefits of collagen. So helping it to become more mainstream, which I love. So here's a rundown of collagen. All you need to know, or at least a starting point of what you need to know, what it is, what are the benefits of supplementing with collagen, and how do we do it? How do we incorporate it into our daily routine? And as with anything, the key is to be consistent. So if you're going to give this a try, really dive in, give it a try, be consistent, try it for 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and see, are you noticing any difference? Are you seeing the benefits of it? And if so, continue. But you won't know if you are unless we're doing it consistently day in, day out. So starting out with, what is collagen? So collagen is an essential component of our skin, our cartilage, our ligaments, our tendons. It's also in our bones and our teeth. And we actually have more collagen in our bodies than any other type of protein in our bodies. It's a unique kind of a protein. It's different from anything else in our bodies. And it's made up of specific amino acids that are primarily found in collagen-rich tendons, skin, membranes, and actually, this doesn't sound appealing, but it's in the connective tissue of meat, fish, and poultry. So the parts of meat that we typically eat in the US are the muscle parts of meats. This is not where it's found. Collagen is found in the tendons and membranes and connective tissue, the part that we're usually cutting away and not eating. So bone broth is one way that we can add collagen to our diets. So bone broth is typically made from things like beef, chicken, or turkey, and it's made by slow simmering animal bones for hours, as long as like 24 hours. And the reason it's simmered for so long is so that more nutrients, including collagen, are pulled out of the bones and into the broth. So if you've ever made soup, like a long slow cooked soup or something like this broth, if you see that gel that kind of forms on the top when it's cooled, and it's also the part that a lot of people throw out, this is the collagen that's naturally pulled from the bones. So bone broth is huge now as well. And we see turkey bone broth, chicken bone broth, beef bone broth. You have it in you can buy it already made. You can buy it in bouillon type cubes. You can buy it in powder form that you would add to smoothies. They even have, there's a brand called Lano Life. They have K-cups, for a Keurig type machine that make bone broth. So there's so many ways that you can get bone broth, but that's giving us that collagen. If you're not into bone broth, another easy way to get collagen is just to supplement with collagen powder. And that's personally what I do whenever I'm incorporating it daily. So the way that I add it daily, as a side note, which I'll talk more about in a minute, but I'll put it in my afternoon iced coffee. So I usually have hot coffee in the morning, 1 cup, kind of just gets me going. I enjoy it. It's something that I like, that hot, warm beverage in the morning. In the afternoon, I usually like something a little bit more of a pick-me-up, but I don't want something that is, definitely don't want a soft drink or a diet soft drink or anything like that, but I want something cool and refreshing. So I'll usually do an iced coffee or a blended coffee. And I don't even have to use that much of the coffee concentrate. And in New Orleans, we have a brand called Cool Brew, but there's different brands of coffee concentrates all over that you could use. And I'll just put an ounce or 2 of that, unsweetened almond milk, and then I'll put the collagen powder in that, and then a little bit of vanilla or chocolate flavored protein powder. And I'll either shake it up and pour it over ice, or if I'm somewhere where I have a blender, I will blend it and kind of make that protein smoothie. So that's personally the way I like to add it in daily. But there's so many people stir it into, well, we'll get to how you use it. Let's first talk about what the benefits are. Well, we can keep going on that. So some people will stir it into their hot coffee. The deal with collagen is that it is relatively tasteless and it dissolves. It doesn't have much of a taste. It doesn't have much of a texture. Now, if you stir it just into water or coffee, you're going to know that something else is in there. It's not just pure water or coffee. You'll pick up on something else, but it's a very, very faint, like something that's in there. So a lot of people are fine just putting their scoop of collagen powder into their coffee. They stir it up and they drink it and they're good to go. So putting it into a beverage to me is one of the easiest ways to make it. There's also different baked goods that I like to do that'll kind of be like collagen balls. We'll have the link to some recipes in the show notes of this episode too that'll have just some really easy ways that you can use collagen powder in recipes to boost the collagen intake in your diet. So when we're looking at buying collagen and supplementing with collagen powder, you'll see it referred to different ways on labels. So collagen can be called hydrolyzed collagen. It might be called collagen hydrolysate or collagen peptides. So you might see it as any of those. So if you just see collagen, hydrolyzed, hydrolysate, or peptides, pretty much you're going to be good to go with what that product is. And that's that powder that is odorless, unflavored, doesn't really taste much like anything, and it dissolves easily. It's quickly digested, quickly absorbed. So easy to go into your smoothies, your coffee, a bunch of different types of recipes. So buying collagen, there's different brands. Vital Proteins is a brand that has done a great job of informing the public about the health benefits of collagen. A brand that has been around for ever is Great Lakes Collagen. I'm saying Great Lakes. Yes, it's Great Lakes Collagen. And then I mentioned Lano Life also has the K-Cups and stuff. But the two powders that I'll usually recommend is the Great Lakes Collagen and then also the Vital Proteins. Great Lakes, I typically just see it on Amazon. It's a really great price point. Vital Proteins is in most of our stores, Whole Food stores across the country. So first, that's all right. What are we buying? We're buying the hydrolyzed collagen or collagen peptides. Great Lakes or Vital Proteins are two of my favorite brands. When we talk about health benefits, this is where we start to dive into why do we even want to take it. For me personally, and why I started taking it in the first place is for joint health. So I'm 44, and I had been a runner for most of my life since I was about 15 until just a couple of years ago, because just overuse injuries and kind of the typical, as many of us do, if you're a runner, we don't listen to our bodies, we run through pain, and we end up causing more damage that can't be undone. So after years of that, I've now gone through a bunch of physical therapy, and I've realized, all right, running is, I'll run some, but I'm not running those distances that I used to. But I still have long-term damage to hips, to joint health, to tendon health. And it's something that is just going to be, I'm kind of paying for it for 30 years of not listening to my body while I ran. So I'm always very interested in anything that I can do that is going to help support the health of those tendons, the joints, the ligaments all around, all through my body. But for me, especially what I feel is in that hip area. So joint health, supplementing with collagen can help to boost the health of our those ligaments and those tendons. And in turn, that can help to improve our joint health and joint pain. So that's really why I started taking it. Collagen can also help us with healthy skin, hair, nails. So it is huge for this. So that's the reason a lot of people take it, is they simply want better looking skin and stronger hair, stronger nails. So supplementing with collagen helps to, basically it supports our body's own collagen, and it supports the density and the structure of our body's collagen. So it's basically helping to reduce collagen breakdown. It helps to improve our skin elasticity. It improves our skin hydration. So that's just another really big side benefit to taking it, as hair, skin, nails, supporting the density and structure of our own collagen and helping to reduce that collagen breakdown. So for me, those are all really big things in addition to joint health. Collagen can also be beneficial for GI health. So it's good for our gastrointestinal system. It can help to heal and protect the lining of our GI tract, which is why a lot of people choose to take it. The happier and healthier our GI tract is, the better our bodies absorb nutrients and the better our digestion is. And then finally, a big benefit of collagen is, well, it's high in protein. So collagen is protein, and supplementing with protein, adding protein into our diet can help us stay fuller longer. The amino acids in collagen do the same thing. They help us stay fuller longer. So adding a scoop or two of collagen to that morning coffee or that afternoon latte that we said, that alone can help keep your appetite in check for hours. So when you're out there and you're looking at buying collagen, and you might see different brands that have collagen and gelatin, and you're like, well, what's the difference? Gelatin is what we think of with Jell-O. So, gelatin is what makes Jell-O jiggle, basically. It is, when we use gelatin, it only dissolves in hot water, and it causes liquids to gel just like Jell-O does. So if you buy gelatin and you put it in your coffee and you let it sit there for a little bit, it's going to be a stiffer, jiggly coffee. It's not going to dissolve like collagen. Collagen is gelatin that's actually been processed to break up the proteins into smaller little elements. So that's why it's called hydrolyzed collagen or collagen peptides. That means that this is the gelatin that's been broken up into these smaller pieces, which is what makes it dissolve really well in water, whether it's cold liquids or hot liquids, and it doesn't cause them to gel and thicken up. So in terms of health benefits, collagen and gelatin are similar, but gelatin just isn't quite as versatile for recipes, and collagen, we can use that in a lot more. However, if you're looking at getting something to be more gelled up like a Jell-O, then gelatin is going to be your better bet. But for something that's just versatile and kind of disappears when we add it to food, go with collagen. So when you're looking at supplementing with collagen, you say, well, how do I use it? How much? Aim for at least 5 to 10 grams of collagen a day. And I would say 10 grams daily. And if you added 20 grams daily, not a bad thing. Just again, another way to also help us boost our protein. Brands include Vital Proteins, Great Lakes, and then also Life we talked about. There's so many other brands on shelves. You'll also see collagen capsules. There's even collagen gummies. I don't recommend these. These usually just have a gram or two of collagen per serving at best. And we're aiming for 5 to 10 or even 20 grams daily. So a gram or two per serving is nothing. For a lot of these, you'd have to take 3 capsules, 6 capsules to even equal 1 serving. That's not going to be much at all. So collagen powder is going to be your simplest and most efficient way to get a significant boost of collagen into our diets. And don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. You can pretty much add it to anything as long as you like it. It disappears. You can consume it, and you're being consistent with it, and you're going to get the benefits of it. So if you like it, you're not going to go wrong with it. So when you're thinking about where you're going to add it, we already talked about coffee, whether it's hot coffee, iced coffee, or a blended coffee. You can add collagen to your green juice. Just stir it in, or if you've got it in a bottle, shake it up really well. You wouldn't even know it's there. Easy to add to any type of protein smoothie or fruit smoothie. If you're doing something that's also consistent every morning, like an apple cider vinegar, you can add your collagen powder to that as well. Almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, or even unsweetened chocolate almond milk. The unsweetened chocolate almond milk is super low calorie, low carb, and then we're boosting our protein by stirring in the collagen. So you could just stir it in and put it over ice, or you can blend it with ice. So you would have collagen, unsweetened chocolate almond milk, and ice. And basically it's a great low carb, collagen rich milkshake at night. You can also stir that collagen into oatmeal or Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. So there's just a bunch of different ways that you can add it in without really having to think much about it, yet still be consistent in getting that collagen into your diet on a regular basis. So that's kind of the full rundown on collagen for you. Hopefully that's helped to kind of give you some of the facts about it, what it is, what you're looking for if you're buying it, and how we can incorporate it in daily. So I'm grateful for you to join me on this podcast today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. You can find the links to some of the recipes that we talked about and also some of the brands of collagen in the show notes of this episode. I'm Molly Kimball, and you've been listening to Fueled Wellness and Nutrition, the podcast. If you would like more Fueled Wellness and Nutrition, please head over to mollykimball.com, and you can follow me, Molly Kimball RD, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you haven't yet, please go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And join us next week for another dose of Fueled Wellness and Nutrition. Thanks for listening, and stay focused on living your strongest, healthiest life possible.